I'm eating breakfast soup. It's just soup. That's for breakfast. But I'm musing, and I want to express this and document this because I'm appreciating this musing. The whole idea of being, of belonging, of something that is yours. And I've talked a lot and thought a lot about the egoic possessive version of yours. The yours or mine that clings and seeks to control because it's mine and then I have to defend it. But there's a different version. There's a different version of it's possession versus belonging is what it feels like. A possession it's always at risk. It could slip away, and so you're chaining it and clinging to it. But something that belongs to you is just yours, and it's a given. It's yours. Of course it's yours. It's always yours. And then there's none of that. It's a different kind of attachment. It's a free attachment. It's a joyful attachment. It's deliberate. It's not a leashing. It's the difference between having a dog on a leash. This is just the way that I'm perceiving it visually. A dog on a leash and saying, this is my dog, and dragging that dog around with you versus the dog that doesn't need a leash, that doesn't even have a collar. It just is with you. It follows you. You follow each other because you belong to each other. Because there's no question of that. You don't possess the dog. The dog doesn't possess you. You just belong together. You just work together. You're meant to be together because you both want it. And that is belonging. That is like attracting like. That is the most compatible cooperative components being placed together and both going, hell yeah. Hell yeah. This is where I'm meant to be. I am meant to be here. I belong to you. I belong with you, not because you possess me in any way, because it's where I want to be. Most of all, because this selfishly satisfies my desire. And I get what I want. What I desire belongs to me. What I desire is this, is mutual belonging. I desire to belong to you. Therefore, I am yours freely. And on the other side of it, I desire this connection. I desire everything that you are. I have a desire for a perfectly balanced, mutually reciprocal connection where we are both in this for ourselves because we want to be here, and that's true love, that's true devotion. And I know I take responsibility for my role in this too, for my desire, for owning my desire. And knowing that what I desire is mine. By my desire, it's created. And it's created for me. It belongs to me. It's rightfully mine because I desire it. And the desire is not for a specific person or thing or whatever. The desire is much more intricate and nuanced and pure than that, because the desire is itself for the mutual desiring. In fact, if it's not mutual, then I don't want it. If it's not mutual, then it doesn't fit my desire. If we are not in equal wanting here, then that's not what I asked for, and it's not mine. I asked for the exactly equivalent thing. That is my desire. That is what was born in me, has been growing in me. The perfect match. The perfect match. the one that I desire so completely, and who experiences and reflects perfectly my desire back to me in the form of theirs. That's what I asked for, and that belongs to me. The fulfillment of that desire. I couldn't desire it if I didn't already have it, if it wasn't mine, if it didn't exist. You can't want it if it isn't yours. That whole I don't want what isn't mine, you can't. What you want is yours. You couldn't want it otherwise. That is how this works. You would not feel a desire for it if it didn't already exist, having been created by you, by your desiring for you. If it wasn't for you, if it didn't belong to you. Your desire belongs to you. It is the evidence of its own fulfillment. And so it is that I am for myself. I exist for myself, to please myself. That's part of my desire. That's a big part. I exist because I want to. But there is a part of that core desire that is for the companion to myself. The perfect reflection. The one who exists for themselves because they want to, but also has this paired desire of the other self existing simultaneously with them. And then the seeing of that and fulfilling one another's desire, being the fulfillment of one another's desire. Owning your own role in it, your own wanting, but also wanting to be the fulfillment for this other. That's a desire too. And it's right to be. All of it is right to be. And so seeing the perfect alignment of all of these things, all of these components of desire, all of these interweaving wants, which are so pure. They are for the selfish sake of them. It's wanting because I want it, because it feels good. No ulterior motive, no agenda, nothing we're trying to achieve here. I want it because I want it. Because deeply I desire this, and because I know that's how creation works. My desire is sacred. Everything that is because of desire for it, dreaming it into being. It would not be otherwise. Furthermore, there's a wanting for this strong desire to really know it, to feel it with intensity, to have it be so abundantly clear. We don't want limp desire. Limp desire gives limp creation. We want to feel strongly. We desire that experience of intense wanting. And the more intense the wanting, the more intense the pleasure in it. Being pleased in that desire. Again, when you can recognize a desire for a strong desire, and then when you feel the strong wanting of something, you're meeting the base desire underneath that's being fulfilled, and then you can bask in that and go, oh, it feels so good to want. It feels so good to want. It feels fucking amazing. It's supposed to. That is what the soul, the self is doing all of the time. Wanting and delighting in its delicious desire. And knowing always, never getting contradictory, getting crossways about that desire of it, words. Just following it directly, knowing as soon as I want something, I get that thing. Ooh, now I get to look forward to it. There's no question of, do I deserve it? How's it going to happen? Is this, no, there's none of that. There's no question. None of that is true. And all of those thoughts are not the soul. They're not you. But they help you to know you. They help you to know the soul better, to get in more constant contact with that guidance by repeatedly paying attention. Does this thought feel good? Does this feel good? No? Oh, then it's not mine. Then it's not my thought. Then it's not how I feel. And I can just let that be over there. In fact, thank you for clarifying how I do feel, because now I know how I don't. So then there's that component to this too, really wanting clarity on the desire, which means a lot of contrast. A lot of contrast. You got to know what you don't want to really know what you do. And that's how all of this started. Source, self, had desire, has desire, but it wanted to know it in greater clarity. And so I'm coming back around to the other piece of my musing. This has been a very scattered rambling. I just, whatever, it is what it is. This belief in wanting the exact match, wanting the counterpart, the one with whom it just works, because I do believe that's how we began. Everything began, everything, how do I even put this? The first of creation came in pair, but it was a combined mated pair, right? Masculine and feminine component combined in one. Perfectly matched. Made, literally made for each other. Made to fit together because they came forth together at the same time. Created in unison. And so just, that's how it is. It's a perfectly matched energy. They were designed that way, created that way. But how do you understand what it is to be a perfectly matched pair when that's the only state you've ever known? If you just come forth perfectly matched, you don't have a real sense of what that means. You can't. And because of that, you can't fully experience it and appreciate it in all of the nuance and glory of what it means to be perfectly matched. So there's a new desire born right there. I want to know what this means. I want to understand. I want to feel. What does it mean to be paired, to be mated? What does it mean to be made for one another? Because this is the only context I've ever had. This is all I've ever known. So I don't really get it. And I want to get it. What does it mean to live in perfect divine union? The only way that we can comprehend that is by separating. And trying a bunch of everything else. Trying a bunch of the not perfect match. Well, let me go see. I don't know what perfect pair means, so I gotta go pair myself with a bunch of other stuff and see how that feels. So I get the sense of it. It's like if you were served a dish that was curated for you, but you'd never tasted any other food before. The first dish that you ever ate, we're gonna pretend you're a little more than a baby being birthed here. The first food you ever ate, I mean, this is divine. Source said to you, I know the content of your heart. I know everything that you are, and therefore I know everything that satisfies you in the perfect amounts, the perfect proportions and ratios, and I have crafted this dish, which is made for you and just you, based on your desire, based on your being, and it's just right. And you taste it, and because it's the first thing you've ever tasted, you go, okay, this is food. I mean, I really like it. There's nothing offensive to me here, but I don't even really know what would be offensive to me. It's all kind of the same. I can't really taste the differences. I don't know what salt is. I don't know what sugar is. I don't know what spices are. I've never tasted any of those things. So to me, it's just a dish, I suppose. And I guess it's all like this all the time. And I know that it's good, but I don't feel this strong feeling about it because I'm missing the definition. I'm missing the clarity. I can't really see it clearly. I can't taste it clearly. And I believe what you're saying, Source, that this is just right for me. But I want to know that now. I have this desire in me to know how right this is for me, to really experience that. I want to feel that. I want to feel that this is the perfect dish, that this is everything that I've ever wanted, that it satisfies and exceeds every expectation, every desire, I want to know that this dish is the only thing that I want. Because I believe what you're saying. I believe that it is, but I want to know it. And I can't know it until I know what I don't want. So I'm going to go and find out a whole hell of a lot of what I don't want. I'm going to taste everything. I'm going to try everything. Knowing that this desire already existed within me. This perfect match to my energy, and that you, Source, know exactly what that is. And that I'm always being guided back to this. This is my guiding light. This is my beacon. This is my lighthouse. Everything that I'm doing in this physical reality, in all of this contrast, is clarifying this desire. What it means to have something perfectly matched and made for me. What does that mean? That's what I want to know. Perfectly matched for me in every capacity, something that satisfies the entirety of my being, because we're talking about more than a dish here now. Because the core desire of self, of Source, is love. That is the most exquisite of pleasures. Source desires desire to feel pleasure. The highest form of pleasure is love. The highest form of love is unconditional. Further dimensions of that, all encompassing. So if I'm going to really understand that, then I have to understand the total opposite. I have to know flat, dull, lifeless, the puny, diminished version of love. And that's not a judgment of that. That's giving me clarity. That's helping me understand and appreciate the full dimensionality of this. Have you ever had a 4K TV, real high definition something, and you watch it for a while, and then, at first maybe it's kind of cool, but it kind of wears off in the allure? Or if you've never had something lower resolution, then again, that's just what it is. It's just everything is 4K, everything looks like this, but you don't really have an appreciation for it unless you go and you look at some old school monitors, some old school TVs that are flat and pixelated and dull And then you look at the 4K and go, oh my God, there's so much detail there. Oh my God, I never even realized it. Look at the blues and the purples and the depth of contrast. And there's so much definition. And now you're really appreciating it. You're seeing it for the first time. And having an actual comprehension of it. It's your senses of it are expanded. That's what we're doing with love. And so as perfectly mated pairs, we separate to try a bunch of stuff, knowing that we're continuously moving back towards each other. That's always been a part of this. That's always been the desire of the journey, was to return back together. Return with all of this knowledge, all of this expanded awareness and clarity of the desire and why this is the fulfillment of it, and to feel the fulfillment of it. To now know, oh my God, you are everything. You are everything. You were made for me. And I was made for you by our mutual desire. Now I get that because I did all of this stuff that wasn't quite it. And I learned all along the way. See, I had to taste all of the components of this, right? I had to have first a whole lot of what I didn't want and go, whoa, okay, that was a mess. That was a dumpster fire. Great, clarified a lot there. We can check it off the list. Not for me, not into that. That's fine. But now I know a little bit more of what I do want. So I move that direction and I have this other experience and it's a little bit more, it's a little bit closer, right? But there's some stuff there that again is not for me. So I take more of that understanding now because I know what isn't for me. I know more of what is for me. And I get bigger and clearer, more expanded and defined in my desire of what it is until I am at this point where I'm saying, gosh, we've gotten really close. It's close, but no cigar. It's close, but no cigar. And I want it. I'm at the place where I want it to fit. I can see there's all these components that are great. I like all of this stuff. But there's something not working here. It's still a square peg in a round hole. And the colors are the same. They're both blue. But it doesn't work. I gotta make it work. I'm trying to make it fit. And that's where ego comes in a lot too and says, no, just make it work. There's all of this, whatever. No, you're not supposed to make it work. You're supposed to take all of the stuff that is great up until oh, this doesn't work. And then go, okay, I know a whole lot more about what I like now. And it was everything except for this. I want it to just work. Because that's what it means to be perfectly paired. It just works. That component gets added into the desire. That's the icing on the cake. It just works. I don't have to try. There's no efforting here. It just makes sense. It's the perfect pairing. It's the perfect match. It just flows together. It just fits. All of this other stuff just works because it's desired and it's fulfilled, and on their part it's desired and fulfilled, and there's no forcing. I've gotten to the place where I want the one that just fits, it just works. And now I understand what that means. Now I understand, having had all of these experiences, lifetimes and lifetimes, countless lifetimes of experiences. Now I understand what it means. What it feels like, because this desire has grown so strong within me and I believe in it. I know the perfect pair, the perfect match exists because I desire it. I couldn't desire it if it didn't exist. I dreamed it because it's real. And that's what's been calling me back this whole time. And now I'm ready for that. I'm ready to cast aside all of I don't care what it looks like. I'll know it by the emotional content. I'll know it because it just works. It fits. It's easy. And because the desire there will be so strong, because this desire is so strong, it'll call this together and we just fall into it. Because it was meant to be. Because it was. Because this whole time it was meant to be. That's been this whole journey. Back into this place of understanding, of feeling, knowing, experiencing what that means. What does it mean to be meant to be? Now I know. And I know that I know because I'm in the place of the powerful desire of it, of surrendering everything else. I don't care. I want this. I accept nothing other than this because I know this is real. I know this exists. The perfect match. The one that just works. The counterpart. The one whom I am the counterpart for. It's mutual. We are for each other. We fit. We belong. And it's not that egoic possessive belonging. It is pure desire. It is, I don't want to be anywhere else. And I know that very clearly now. I absolutely know that. You are it. This is it. I know what this means. I had my journey, my experience, my exploration, all of that so that I could see you actually for the first time, so that I could see and in this moment just be bowled over, blown away, awed by the perfection of you. Holy shit. It's you. And in the moment that we make this eye contact, and I see everything that I have always wanted in your eyes and reflected back to me, the mutual, all-encompassing desire. Perfectly reciprocated in the free, selfish, desiring experience. And I know this is everything I want. There is nothing else that I want. This is everything. This is the satisfaction of my core desire. The one that was given in the very first, and that I always knew I would find my way back to. That's been the drive. That's been the aim. And now I'm here knowing it. Fucking knowing it. Absolutely. And I only want to know it more and more. And guess what? Because I desire it, it's real. It exists. So now the journey, the real fun is just beginning. Now the journey is together. To know more of this perfection together. To explore more of this together. Now we have the understanding of what it means to belong. Truly. And now I see that by my desire, you are mine. Because you want to be. Not because I possess you, because you're here freely by your own choosing, by your own selfish satisfaction, pleasing of yourself. That's why you're here. That's what makes you mine, and me yours. And I am yours for the same reason. Because I want to be. Because I'm here to please myself, because there's nowhere else. There is literally nowhere else I would rather be. I want to be here forever, always. This is home. This is where I stay. Now We journey together. Now we explore all of this contrast that we just went through to get back to this place. Now we do it together. Now we have some real fucking fun. The one that is made for you is the one you were made for. You were made for yourselves, but you were made together. I feel this and I know it to be true. And this is the love that we can expect. This is what Earth is moving into. We had to separate to know union. We are moving into union in full awareness and delicious delight in it. The dream is real. It absolutely is. If you desire it, then that's how you know. If your desire is for the one, then that one exists. Expect that. Soothe yourself back into that place of awareness that you could not desire that if it weren't real and if it weren't yours. Start believing in love. Start believing. Any thought that contradicts that says unrealistic, fairy tale, how does it feel? How does that thought feel? Seriously. Does that feel good? Does that thought feel good? Does it feel like something you have to think because it's irresponsible not to? Is that a good feeling? Bring it all back to that. Does it feel good? I don't care what the reason for the thought is. Does it feel good? If it doesn't, it's not yours. It's not what your soul is saying. It's not what you actually think or believe. The real you, the rest of you, is not prescribing to that notion that fairy tale love doesn't exist. There is no one. Because you dream it, it is. Just find every way to release the contradiction to your desire. Just stop getting crossways of the desire. You want it? You deserve it. It's real. Let yourself want it. Keep flowing around whatever steps in the way. Just keep flowing around it. Get back into the desire. Settle back into that space. The appreciation, the basking in it, the feeling of it, inviting it to manifest fully in the present moment. Take pleasure in your wanting. You are right to do so. And everything that you desire in this way, that is a true want within you, it is real. It is fully formed. It is yours. It belongs to you. And it's on the way. Believe it. Expect it. You are pregnant with this creation. Expect the way a mother expects a baby. You expect that baby to emerge. And you're not worried about it. You know it's growing. It's developing. And you want it to develop too. You don't want it to come too soon before it's formed. You want it to grow into the perfect, complete version of itself. And then you know, you trust, you expect. It emerges. It's born. It comes to fruition. Believe that. Your desire is the evidence of its own fulfillment, and the stronger that desire gets, the more clear and defined it is, the more fully it's forming. Get excited about it and expect it to pop. Because it can't not. It can't not. We're here to believe radical things, to dream bigger than anyone has ever dared, and to watch those dreams be born into reality. That is our role, divine deliberate creators. We are making Earth anew in the way that we desire it to be, fun and free and easy and playful and full of everything that we truly want, most especially love. I love you.